Look, I just want to talk about individuals that have very high career paying money stuff. Because this is when I was younger, I lived in Atlanta. I lived in Roswell. And I had a buddy that went to Georgia Southern, and then he went to Life Chiropractic. Okay? And he ain't just one. But, because I know a bunch of students that have taken Adderall, abused it, and studied for weeks and months on end, very little sleep, just to pass what they got to pass in order to have that lifestyle. Do you understand? So when we talk about the occipital lobe and the sensorial organ, and we talk about how that has been developed inside, and how you studying all that man literature, not only has the brain programmed it into there, but it's been under the influence of pretty much methamphetamine. So when we mean that it's concrete within the occipital lobe, within the brain, the memory bank, this is the memory. That's the RAM in the computer. It stores memory. So when we, not knowingly, go under a trance, okay, in sorcery you got to have numbers to make sure sorcery works. Well, what's on all the numbers? What's numbers on? Those. And truthfully, those of y'all that's watched some of my videos, trance, anything foreign in the anatomy, especially into the brain, and especially what we see, is considered a trance. And raw is right there. You gotta. It's a long story. Do you see what I'm saying? So when we stress to an individual, listen, the money that you make and the lifestyle that you have is a trick. Okay? We have proven that you've been developed inside. The existence in your brain only exists in your world. And you can't step out of it because it's been programmed inside, and to the majority under the influence of chemicals. You understand? So it's like quadruple and 5 times and 6 times concrete within the brain in most individuals. Because even if they fight through some truth and even some common sense shows up, everything else that's in there just overwhelms it, and then the individual just dismisses it, and they're crazy. And it's insane. They cannot step back long enough to see what we're trying to tell you. This is bigger than just an answer right now. And the last thing these people want to admit is that guy right there came from the middle of their invention, their careers and everything, to say it's a lie. It's not hard to see that everything out there that's alcohol. They don't show you pictures of what food does to people. You can see it though. In that, it's, look, I'm going to show you. We wake up and take those. And then we watch whatever, we'll just put that, gadgets. And then we do this. And then we do this, eat, and then more of those. And then sit there and watch and watch and watch. And then we repeat it. Now, Let's say you are in that bracket that I told you of. You got to where you got to by getting there, by all that studying and everything. Well, you get up and you go to that lifestyle that you think you built for yourself. And you repeat it every day. Somebody already planned it for you. You have no idea. You're living a board meeting plan. Planned a long time ago. Hang on a minute. Yeah. Doesn't matter if the individual that gets up that hurts themselves every day. No difference with the other individual who doesn't know that they're in the same boat. Doesn't matter how healthy they think they are and how much money they think they are. They're in a continuous cycle of to always obey, comply, and not know it. Because wherever it is that you come from, and here it has been programmed. Remember in school, some of y'all, I don't know if they still do it, but when I was in school in 3rd grade, I remember it. I can't remember if teachers said it or if they had people come in, they'd go, so what do you want to be when you grow up? You want to be an astronaut? You want to be a pro baseball player? Huh? And it's like, those are 2 positions that statistically will never happen. Ever, 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 ever. Ever, ever, ever. And you know, in 3rd grade, we're inside. We got candy sales, which is absolutely insanity. What it does in there. But at a young age, the elders have already gone through it, so it's normal. See, the world that's created in there. There's another example of just, studying and then candy, and it's all been written out, talked about, agreed upon, and then implemented. Just like you would decide in your false world that you're in, how you think you're going to decide on what to do around you to better yourself. It's the same way they decide to better themselves. And it's what they do. It's too deep for most people. It's too deep because that's the whole thing is when you ingrain a computer for decades and then somebody like me pops out of their invention, not dead, and everybody expected you to die, then you get punished. But I'm still sitting there saying it's a trick. And the power still to not even recognize. But we already know it's that world in there that's not real is being challenged by the Most High through me, this messenger right now at this point in time in history. I want you to go watch this movie. It's got John Cusack in it, and it's a very cheesy movie. And it's called Singularity. Okay, and it's about AI. And it's about this computer that takes over or whatever. But it's AI, it's Kronos, which is funny because it's Saturn. And what happens in it is when they give control to Kronos, he just blows the world up and destroys it and says, well, the only way to do this is, and tells everybody, you're all dying. But your death will be for the better good in the future. You're all dying for the better. And watch that until you hear that. That's the first 10 minutes probably. 20. Watch it. And then I want you to go watch with Mel Gibson, Conspiracy Theory. I think it's from 97. Watch the first 5 minutes of it when he's in the cab and he's speaking about toothpaste, the moon. He's speaking about some things it's real. And our whole point is they tell us in their presidential speeches, there's nothing hidden in this world. There's nothing hidden in this world. And there's an alien threat amongst us. And you're like, why people can't go, what are they saying? There's nothing hidden. What is that? Oh, man, you're a conspiracy theorist. Well, do you know where that term come from? JFK? See, that happened, and then they on the news, and then they introduce it, and then the people hear it over and 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 over. It's real, man. Not one person ever got in trouble for that. Listen, it's insane. It's insane what they do, and the insanity is they show you and me in their shows, their series, everything. It's black magic, dark art, sorcery. It's what it is. But man, listen, that's the whole thing. Is if you can step over that hump of being so right about your life and doing a real reality check to see if people hadn't forced you inside on purpose, forced you into an agenda, forced concrete false reality within your subconscious and your conscience, which is your brain, motor, cerebrum, computer memory, and all that, programmed you just like a robot. Always to not listen, to go along, obey, comply, never question shit. Because your career can't allow, oh no, look, and dude, that is some worldly, emotional pride that you will have to hurdle if you're going to inherit the true kingdom of heaven here on earth. Everybody's enjoying all this. It's like, what's wrong with it? I said, y'all are conforming to it. Everybody around me and everybody I see on TV, they're all fucking running right along with it. And it's insane. I'm like, y'all need to get ready. You are crazy. And see, and it's everywhere on earth. This spirit of, because I had it. And truthfully, I just wanted to not drink. And then, bam, all this happened. So be careful what you ask for. I love you.